35 to 45-year-old personnel to make long-term relationships. And as you see in this stage of world economics, it's the most significant issue to continue. This year we started in Turku, and I have to remind you of the big picture. What we were discussing in Turku in Baltic Development Forum had to do with the so-called Northern Growth Zone, Northern Bridge, Northern Growth Corridor, which means that in this area where exist Stockholm, Turku, Helsinki, St. Petersburg, there has been and there will be a lot of trade and business opportunities going on. In the future, we see that it's going to be one working place, one business area. I have used the slogan, it's not only a free movement of people and goods, it should be the fast movement of people, goods, science, technology and culture. And that's my key message. Of course, there has always been crises and there will be crises, but always the crises tend to end someday. And that's what we have to keep in mind in doing cooperation. Nevertheless, I have to say that I agree with Mr. Katsayev that this is also a possibility to find new markets. In 2009, Turku area had a big crisis with marine or let's say shipbuilding industry, where we had this shipyard and we had approximately 400 to 500 companies working for the shipyard. And there was this difficulty that several companies had only one client, and it was the shipyard. And when the shipyard was in difficulties, many of those companies were also in difficulties. And like Mr. Katsayev said, the most significant issue in this kind of crisis is to stay in the market. That's what many of our key technology companies did during the crisis. And that's also finding new markets. But nevertheless, I have to say, of course, there are angry businessmen in Finland, like there is here, because all the time this kind of crisis influence those who doesn't want it to influence. They want to continue their cooperation, they want to continue their business, and they want to continue their growth. And that's what we have to keep in mind. In Finland, we have studied the climate of entrepreneurs. Quite a lot of those say that there isn't actually any influence during the crisis with the business between the Russian partners. There are, of course, those who have made very big projects, and they say, okay, there is a lot of difficulties in finding finance at this moment, and these kind of barriers has been made. I'm not a lawyer, and that has been one difficulty in Finland. Also, like in here, as Maxim said, we have to continue this discussion because it's hard for the entrepreneurs to understand what does the sanctions mean. We have our foreign ministry involved in these issues, but also legal companies to assist in these kind of detailed questions. We have also, a lot of our companies have wanted to make in contract between the Russian partner a so-called anti-sanction statement or that kind, so that both sides state in the contract that there isn't any difficulties according to the sanctions between us. And that's a significant issue for the agreement level, that we use this kind of elements and provide kind of a mutual understanding, mutual trust between us. The Finnish businessmen also say that they find it hard to replace the Russian partners, and they don't actually want to do that. And that's always the key issue when we hear these kind of things from news and from media in general. Always the best way is to meet face to face, continue these kind of seminars, forums, and discuss what does this actually mean to our businesses. I have to remind you that Mr. Kachayev has been involved, and also Mr. Balanev, also the entrepreneurs in St. Petersburg and entrepreneurs in Finland, that before this crisis we already had quite a lot of difficulties between our trade, and there were a lot of difficulties in how would you say, administrative level to proceed many kind of things. And 2 years ago we made this kind of a white paper of the entrepreneurship, where has been stated quite a lot of difficulties that we still have to face and make them clear, so that the trade is as easy as possible between our entrepreneurs. So that's my key message to us. Now is the time to be active. Thank you.
Спасибо, господин Kuunarainen. Действительно, мы видим, что и со стороны российского бизнеса, и со стороны международного бизнеса, финского бизнеса ситуация действительно есть неоднозначные оценки. Здесь не может быть одной оценки, это черное или белое. Да, и я считаю, что мы сегодня положили такой первый шаг только в начале нашего разговора о том, как адаптироваться к данной ситуации. Приглашаю вас к продолжению этого разговора. Мы будем вас постоянно держать на связи. Наш сайт очень простой, это euroinfocenter.ru. Пожалуйста, подписывайтесь. И, конечно, я хочу поблагодарить в завершении нашего мероприятия наших уважаемых спикеров за то, что они уделили нам время и рассказали о своем взгляде, поблагодарить вас как участников, поблагодарить, конечно, организаторов с финской и с российской стороны нашего форума. Это Junior Chamber International, это Международная молодежная палата, Санкт-Петербургу, Турку и Аэроноке за организацию данного мероприятия с российской и с финской стороны. Спасибо большое и прекрасного вам вечера.